How long have you been with the Glenn County Police Department?
I first started in May of 2011. I left in 2016 for a year and came back in February of 2017.
All right, tell the jury a little bit about your training and experience as a post-certified law enforcement officer.
I attended the Georgia Post Academy in Savannah, the Regional Academy in Savannah. I got my basic peace officer's certificate from there. Since then, I have taken several different classes beyond advanced classes and stuff.
Right. And what are your current job duties and responsibilities with the Glenn County Police Department?
I'm a Master Patrol Officer 3. I patrol the county area, an assigned area of the county. I am primarily assigned to Baker 9. That is the area that I patrol on a daily basis. And I answer calls for service and out there, traffic enforcement, anything that I see while I'm out on normal patrol.
All right, so how long have you been assigned to Baker 9 as a Master Patrol?
I've been riding that area for probably 5 or 6 years. I can swap around. I have occasionally been swapped to another areas, but primarily Baker 9 is where I ride.
Right. Now, you're in a suit today. How are you normally dressed when you are patrolling Baker 9 or other areas?
Normally, at this time, our current uniform is green pants with a black polo shirt, and I have an outer load-bearing vest, black in color. That's my body armor, and it carries some of my equipment.
And when you say some of your equipment, is that Bodycam?
That is my body camera, that is my taser, my handcuffs, tourniquet, and various items that is carried on that vest to relieve weight off of the belt.
Right. And what kind of car do you drive?
I drive a 2018 Dodge Charger police car.
How is it marked?
It is marked with logos representing the Glenn County Police Department.
Easy to read and identify.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so now, what kind of shifts are you working when you're working Baker 9 as a patrol person?
At this point in time, we work 12-hour shifts, ma'am.
All right, so I'm going to take you back to 2019 into the first part of 2020. What kind of shifts were you working then?
I believe we were also working the 12-hour shifts at that time. We've been switched back and forth between 12s and 10s and back to 12s.
All right, so what are the 12-hour shifts? What are the time frames?
6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
How many days a week would you work?
At that time in 2019, we were working a schedule where we worked, it's like 2 days on, 2 days off, 3 days on. It rotated around. It was 3-2, 2-3, 2-3, 3 on, something to that effect.
Okay, so there was a schedule.
Yes.
All right, so it wasn't 4 days in a row or 5 days in a row?
No, ma'am.
And were you the 6 a.m. shift or the 6 p.m. shift?
On the 25th,
how about this? Let's go ahead and talk about October 25th. What was your shift that day?
okay, well, for our shifts rotate. We work days, and then at 2 months of days, 2 months of nights. On the 25th, I was evening shift that day, or night shift, excuse me, night shift.
So starting at 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
All right, so are you familiar with the Satilla Shores neighborhood?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you familiar with that neighborhood?
I grew up down the road from that area. All during high school, our bus went through there, picked up students for school. Lived out in that area, not in that particular neighborhood, in that area since 1980. And then as being a patrol officer, riding that Baker 9, which encompasses Satilla Shores, I patrol that area on a daily basis.
And Satilla Shores is in which county?
Glenn County.
All right. And Satilla Shores, that neighborhood, public roadways.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell us about the neighborhood composition. Based on your experience in Satilla Shores in 2019 into the first 2 months of 2020, what kind of population lived in Satilla Shores?
I don't have hard numbers, but I would be willing to bet that it's primarily older, more retired people. You see very few children out playing in the yards and in the street.
Okay. All right, and being that this was your Baker, and did you work it from January 1st, 2019 through February of 2020?
Yes.
All right. Violent crimes out there? Any?
Violent?
Violent crimes?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Property crimes?
A couple.
So I'm going to direct your attention now to 2019. Had you, prior to October 25th of 2019, known Larry English?
No, ma'am.
All right. So how did you encounter Larry English?
A call came in to the 911 center, and I'm not sure if that came in via 911 or the direct number, but a call came in reference to a trespasser on his property, and I was dispatched out there to that call. And after arriving out there, I asked for the number in our system, our computer system. We can access the caller's phone number. Mm-hmm. I made contact with Mr. English and asked him to send me the video. At that time, the quickest way was him to text me the video, or he, by email. It took a day or two to get it, be able to see it, even if I had a viewer on my work computer there where I could see it. So I contacted Mr. English and asked him to text me the video so I could see who we were looking for.
All right. So you get dispatched. What's the address you get dispatched to on October 25th, 2019?
220 Satilla Shores.
And describe that location.
It's at that point in time, it was a house under construction. No doors, no windows, partial siding on the house. That you could see through the house all the way through, looking through the front window out through the back into the river area.
Okay. And when you arrived on October 25th, 2019, did you encounter anyone at the open unsecured construction site?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Did you meet Larry English there?
No, ma'am.
All right. So how did you contact Larry English?
Via cell phone.
All right. And you gave him your cell phone number?
Yes. Well, he had it when I called him, so he could text me.
And did he in fact text you some video?
Yes, ma'am, he did. And
just describe generally what that video was of.
It was video of his property. If I remember correctly, it was two outdoor cameras, one on the dock, one on the front corner of the house, showing what appeared to be a light-skinned black male walking around on the property, walking around on the dock.
Right. And that night, did you ever see that light-skinned black male again?
Never saw him again. No.
Right. And at that point in time, was there a report of anything actually taken from Mr. English's property?
No, ma'am.
And when you saw that video, the young man that you saw on the video, did he have a backpack or any sort of bag with him at that time?
No, ma'am. He had nothing in his hands.
And did you recognize him?
No, ma'am, I did not.
So I'm going to take you forward now to November 17th, a white couple on Larry English's property. Did you respond to that?
No, ma'am.
All right. Did Larry English call you that night or anything?
I don't recall if he called me that night. He sent me the video from the 17th, but I received that video on a later date, not on the 17th.
Okay. Do you even know if you were working the night of the 17th?
I do not recall.
Okay. So the next night, November 18th, 2019, were you working that evening?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. So on that evening, was that another trespassing call to the same location?
Yes, there was another call there.
Okay. So this is about a month later, you get a call. Did you respond to that location?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And that's once again the open unsecured construction
Yes.
site at 220?
Yes.
What did you find when you got there?
Same house in the same state. Nobody in sight. No, the unidentified black male same one from the previous October 25th incident, was nowhere to be found.
All right. And at that point in time, did you see the unknown black male have a bag or anything with him?
No, ma'am, nothing with him.
Did you see the video?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see him take anything?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, at this point in time, October 25th and November 18th, you're talking to Larry English over the phone.
Yes, ma'am.
And what is it that Mr. English wanted you to do?
Find out who he was and why he kept coming onto the property.
Okay. And if you, I'm going to rephrase that. I don't want you to speculate as to what you would have done, okay? Because we're not talking about speculation.
I had talked to Larry English about trespassing him from the property, and I explained to Larry English how we trespass someone from the property, but that was never done because we never made contact with him.
Okay, so what did you tell Larry English about how you trespass somebody from a property?
Once we make contact with the person on the property, we explain to them that the homeowner, find out who they are, we identify them. The homeowner does not want them there. He has no legal reason to be there. And the property owner, then we put them on, the way I do it is I put them on speaker. If they're not there in person, I put them on speakerphone. And I would say, Mr. English, I'm here with whoever the person is. So you're saying they have no right to be here and you don't want them here on the property. And he would say that so they could be heard. And we would document it in our computer system. So if that person was ever back on the property, and I explained to that person, if you ever come back on this property for any reason whatsoever, uninvited, you will automatically be arrested for trespassing.
Okay. And you told that to Mr. English that that was
Yes.
your standard procedure?
Yes.
Okay. And not speculation, but was that your intent if you encountered this young black male?
Yes, to find out who he is, identify him, why he was coming up there late at night, and then ultimately it's Mr. English's decision if he wanted him trespassed or not.
Now, after you received the doc video from October 25th, and I think you said you received the November 18th video.
Yes.
Okay. Did you take any action to see about finding out, who this person was?
I would ride around the area. Working night shift, it's hard to canvass. I mean, I patrol the area on a normal basis, but it's hard to go up and find people at night. There are not many people out moving around in the darkness. Once I came back to day shift, I switched from nights to days. As I rode around the neighborhood, patrolled the neighborhood, I would see people out walking. Any interaction I had with anybody in the neighborhood, I would stop and say, "Hey, have you seen this male?" I had a screenshot from that video, and I would ask people, did anybody know who it was? There were a couple residents that I saw. One, I believe it's the address of 210 Satilla Shores, that has a Ring doorbell camera I could see. Went up, did not make contact. There are a couple places that I actually did go up and knock on the door and talk to people, some that I have dealt with in the past and kind of knew. And but nobody had recognized him.
Okay, so nobody knew who he was?
Nobody knew who he was.
Okay. So, and I want to kind of get a sense, was this how do I put this, a methodical door to door to door to door?
No, ma'am. No,
Okay,
ma'am.
so this was sort of hit and miss?
Random hit and miss, yes.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward now to December 1st of 2020. Did Mr. English make contact with you December 1st of 2020 about people under a bridge?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so now was this actually on December 1st or was it December 2nd?
I don't remember the exact date.
Okay.
He called me about the people under the bridge, and I was off duty. The next day when I returned to work is when I went under the bridge and checked, and that's when I texted him back without looking at the transcript of what date that was. I sent him that text. I went and looked for the people under the bridge, and I sent him a text of my findings.
Did you find any white couple in a car under the bridge?
No signs of life. There were some four-wheeler tracks under there. There's nothing typical of a homeless camp or someone living under the bridge. There was no trash, debris, anything left behind that would indicate someone was living under there.
So, I just want to back up a minute. So, did Larry English call you directly first about this rumored couple under the bridge?
Yes. He
Okay.
saw a car. He saw a car parked in the area, and he felt like that car was associated to a car that he saw on his camera the night that the white couple was on his property, and he asked me to go check for him.
All right, but you're off duty this day.
I was off duty.
What'd you tell him?
Told him that I would check on it when I was back on duty.
All right. Did he inform you that he'd already called the non-emergency Glenn County Police Dispatch?
I don't recall that, no ma'am.
Okay. And is that when he sent you the video of the white couple going in with the bag?
I'd have to look at the date on what day that video was sent to me.
Okay. But it was after the second time you'd made contact with Larry English?
Yes.
All right, so moving forward to December 20th of 2019, did you encounter Greg McMichael that day?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Now, had you known Greg McMichael previously as someone who worked at the district attorney's office as an investigator?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So where did you encounter Greg McMichael on December 20th, 2019?
He was in his front yard of his property at 230 Satilla Shores.
All right. Was this daytime or nighttime?
It was daytime.
What happened?
I pulled up to him. I was in my patrol car. I stayed seated in my patrol car. We spoke through the window. He walked over. We spoke, talked to him in reference to the unidentified black male down at 220 Satilla Drive. We talked about him continually to come onto the property, not being able to figure out who he is. I told Mr. McMichael that I had somewhat canvassed the neighborhood, talked to different people. Nobody knew who he was. And at that time, Mr. McMichael asked me to pass on his phone number to Mr. English, and that he lives right down the road if he needed him to call him. And that's when I sent the text to Mr. English that Greg McMichael was a retired police officer and an investigator from the district attorney's office.
All right, so it's daytime, you encounter him outside his house, and you're talking about what's happening at 220.
Yes, ma'am.
Did he have any knowledge of what was going on at 220 prior to this?
Any knowledge as in?
As in, did he tell you, I've spoken with Larry English all about
No,
this?
ma'am. He never told me that.
Okay. But you're telling him, hey, I've had these two encounters
Yes.
at 220. And he asked you to forward his information to Larry English?
Yes.
Okay. Now, not talking about speculation, but I'm talking about what was your intention in making contact with Greg McMichael that day?
When I rode around, I saw him, so that's when I stopped and spoke to him. And are you meaning what was my intention of forwarding the information, or?
No, well, did you deputize Greg McMichael?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Did you give him any authority to act as a police officer?
No, ma'am.
All right.
My goal with sending that text was Greg McMichael had, to my knowledge, about 30 plus years of law enforcement experience. Who else to be an expert witness? Call 911. And, I've watched shows, I've seen things where you have 10 people witness a crime, you get 10 different stories on who the person was, what they looked like, what they were wearing. Greg has training and experience. He would be, in my opinion, would be an expert witness to be on the phone with 911. He's running north, south, he's wearing this. He would know the pertinent information that the officers would need to know once they arrived on scene to possibly catch the intruder or the trespasser.
So you wanted him to be a witness?
Yes.
To get this guy identified?
Yes, ma'am.
Was Travis McMichael there at that time?
No, ma'am.
Did you even know Travis McMichael?
I had not, no, ma'am.
All right, moving forward to February 11th, 2020.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you on duty that particular day?
Yes, ma'am.
What shift were you on?
I was on evening shift, or night shift.
All right. What happened within Satilla Shores that day?
We get the call of I believe it originally come out as a burglary in progress. And so we ran what we call code lights and sirens. We were just getting out of briefing. So I came from the area of our police headquarters, and I was the first officer on scene. And upon my arrival, Travis McMichael and Greg McMichael were on scene, and I stood by, waited for additional officers to get there before I proceeded to check the property for the unidentified male that they called about being on the property.
Okay. So when people call 911, they're reporting what they think is going on.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So have you ever had experiences where people call up and they say they've been robbed,
Yes, ma'am.
and it turns out it's something completely different?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in this case, you got burglary in progress.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What was it when you got there?
It ultimately ended up being a trespassing.
Okay. And when you got there, was the unidentified black male present?
No, ma'am, it was not.
And at this time, both Greg McMichael and Travis McMichael were on scene.
Yes, ma'am.
Were they armed?
I cannot say for sure if they were armed. I know there was, I believe they told dispatch something to dispatch about having guns, but I did not physically see them openly brandishing guns.
Okay. Do you recall them telling you that they'd put their guns up?
It may have it, yes.
And the 911 call came in from Travis McMichael, is that right? If you don't remember, it's okay.
I don't recall.
Okay. Did you eventually make contact with Mr. Larry English while on scene?
Yes, ma'am, I did. I called him on the cell phone.
All right. And did you speak to him about what was going on?
Yes, I did.
All right. And at that point in time, did he send you video of what had happened inside the house?
Yes, I asked him to send me the video to see if it is the same person that has been there numerous times, or the times before.
And while on scene, were you able to review that particular video that Larry English sent you that very night, February 11th, 2020?
Yes, ma'am. He sent it to me while I was on scene.
And who'd you show that to?
I showed it to, I'm almost certain I showed it to both Greg and Travis.
All right. And when you saw it, was the young man, did he have a bag or backpack or anything on him?
No, ma'am.
Did you see him take or steal anything?
No, ma'am.
What did Larry English tell you?
That nothing had been.
Object to hearsay unless it's impeaching Mr. English or somehow admissible under the rules of evidence.
It's a prior statement of a witness who has already testified, and he's been subject to extensive cross-examination, which we saw yesterday, and it's prior statement of a witness.
Prior statement of witness is not an exception to the hearsay rule. It's either a consistent statement after he's been impeached, or it's a prior inconsistent statement under 801.
Well, it's a hearsay, so you're not asking him, explaining why you're using the statement.
Because it goes toward the defendant's knowledge of what was going on because they told it to this officer in front of the two defendants. I maybe need to ask some better questions and lay some foundation.
Go ahead.
All right, I'll lay some foundation. When you're talking to Mr. Larry English on the phone, do you have him on speakerphone?
I have him on speakerphone, yes.
And who is standing right there with you while you have him on speakerphone?
The McMichaels are standing there in close proximity along with other officers.
All right. And is Larry English talking to you about what he can see on his video?
Yes, he is.
And what did he tell you about things being stolen inside the house?
Nothing had been
I'm still
taken.
going to object unless she can tie what Larry English told him to one of the McMichaels or somebody else that's relevant.
It rebuts the assertion from opening statements that they had all this knowledge and what they're asserting they knew. And it goes to show exactly what they didn't know.
Look, I don't mind if she can show that McMichael's heard, it's on video, we have the video. But for this witness to testify what he said with Larry English and somehow he knows what they heard, I think would be improper.
It's sustained.
Okay. So, were you wearing your body cam that evening?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
All right. And have you had the opportunity to review your body cam video prior to coming in to testify today?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
All right. And was it fair and accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything added or deleted?
Not that I'm aware of, no, ma'am.
Okay. And in addition, did you have the opportunity to review the transcript from your body cam video?
Yes, ma'am.
And was it fair and accurate that you saw?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Your Honor, at this time, the state will tender into evidence State's Exhibit 231, which is the body cam video, and 231A, which is the transcript of the body cam video.
No objection.
No objection.
No objection.
They're admitted.
And Your Honor, at this time, we are going to publish State's Exhibit 231, and we have copies of the transcripts for the jurors. I didn't know if the court wished to give a similar admonition or remind them.
Are we using the transcript the same way?
Yeah, same way.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as with yesterday, we're going to provide you with transcripts. I gave you the charge yesterday on how those transcripts are to be used. The evidence in the case is the body cam footage itself. The transcript is simply being used to aid you, as we explained yesterday, and we're going to collect these transcripts up at the end. Please do not read ahead. Thank you.
And Your Honor, may I approach? And Officer Rash, there is State's Exhibit 231A.
All right, we're going to slip in a quick break as they get the video prepared for the jury. Be back right after this. Stay with us. Welcome back to Court TV Live on our continuing coverage of the case of the three men accused of killing Ahmaud Arbery. This is body cam video being shown to the jury, Robert Rash, at the English home. Let's listen in.
We got a police if you're up here.
You already checked the doors on this camper? Yeah. See, he's got cameras out here, and the guys caught him on before out here messing around on the boats and stuff.
PD had one hit the bridge, flip over in the river.
Man.
They got DNR out there trying to see if they can find him.
So they're missing a person, huh?
Well, this is the guy that was running from him. man, the bike flipped over in the river.
Huh. Well, this guy's got these cameras, and he lives in Douglas or somewhere, and he's always calling me, texting me video of the guy plundering through the house. Well, tonight the neighbor come by and saw the flashlight, somebody in here. So oh yeah, man, that's good quality stuff too. He sends me the video of it. We don't see him back there unless he jumped the fence this way or.
Well, Travis just walked down there. He's going in from our backyard. He's going to check back this way.
Okay,
He's armed, by the way. So,
okay. I think all our guys are walking.
but he said he had, I think he said he had red shorts and a white shirt.
I wonder if it's the same guy, if he's got the sleeve. So Travis actually saw him?
Yeah, he said he turned around right here and put the lights on him. He said when the lights hit him, he hauled ass inside the house.
So don't know where.
Yeah.
Just want to let y'all know I can lock this up like daylight if y'all want me.
Did you, you have a camera in your window, right?
Yes, I do.
Have you?
But at night, it don't look through the glass. I don't have any vision out here after dark. I need to
Oh,
be
okay.
on the eve, and I'm lazy.
Okay.
The rest of them are on the eve, so it's not going to
Well,
look.
get with
It's
it,
got
man.
cameras.
Get with it, man. Chop, chop.
Okay. But like I
Yeah.
said, I can light this whole place up like daylight.
Yeah, I'm gonna call Mr. English and get him to look back at his cameras and.
Yeah, because he's got them.
Y'all seen any vehicles or anything out here?
Nah, this guy, he's always on foot. Nobody in the neighborhood knows who he is. We can't identify. I've been about every house, door to door, trying to ID him. He's been on their video. They have video over here. We've caught him on.
This guy right there here's got video too.
We've caught him on several video cameras, but we just can't find where he's. And he usually goes this way,
Straight down that way, yeah.
straight down that road.
I got video from right here. If he goes down that road,
Yeah.
I'll go check.
Okay.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
check, see if you find it.
See if you see, because that's usually
Okay.
the way he goes.
Okay.
Let's get in that around this neighborhood real quick.
Let me call the owner, see if he can access his cameras.
Hey, did you? They actually had this guy?
Hold on. What's that now?
Did they actually see this guy?
Yeah, the son saw him, put the light, he ripped it around, and the guy ran inside. This is a. No, not that one. That's from the dock out there. This is videos from before they caught him inside. So he's got kind of a twist hair, if it's the same guy, and his sleeve, he's lighter skin, and he's got sleeve tattoos. So that's the areas with no shirt on.
So he ran in the garage?
That's where they
That's
saw
what
him.
Travis said he did, but he came, when Travis got down there, he ran in the house and told me. And I ran out front, he was around, he could have come across behind him and he wouldn't have seen him.
He lived out here?
Me?
No,
No, this guy?
we don't
We don't
know.
know.
I've tried and tried. I've been door to door. Nobody knows him. Mr. English.
How you doing, Officer Rash?
Good. How you doing, sir? I guess you see.
Hanging in there. I'm sorry if it's a false alarm. I sent a video. I don't know if y'all was able to get it or not.
Okay. You sent it to me.
I sent it to Diego, but I will send it to you. I didn't know if you was the one that was over there, but I'll send it to you.
No, send it to me. I'm on duty tonight, and we've there's 5 or 6 of us here, along with the neighbors, and we haven't seen him. We've searched everything, so thinking I think Travis here said he went run into the house, so he went out back. He's jumped the fence somewhere, went right or left, but we looked all on the dock and in the camper, under the camper, around the camper. We looked all up in the rafters and everything. An officer even got on the ladder and looked up there to see if he was on top of around the air handler, any of that up there. No signs of him here. They're canvassing the neighborhood right now, trying to find him. So we're actively looking, and your neighbor across the street's going to look at his camera, because he says his camera looks at whatever this road is, Jones Road. He's got a camera that looks at Jones Road. He's going to look at it and see if he's seen him where he went that way. But as of now, that's what I was going to see. So, yeah, send me what video you have. Does it look like it's the same guy as always? Yeah, I lost him. I've been talking to nobody.
It's a dead zone.
Hold on. I lost you there. My Bluetooth tried to connect. So, does your camera, does it look like the same guy as always? Hello. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir, I got you.
Okay. Does it look like the same guy as always?
Yes, sir, it's the same. Somebody did get a little glimpse of him, though?
The guy, Mr. McMichael lives down the road, the retired law enforcement officer and the DA investigator. His son saw him and said, the black male had on red shorts or whatever. I had to go back over there and get exactly what he had on. But he saw him and turned in your yard and put the headlights on him, and he run in the house. He saw him run through the house, so we just don't know who he is. So. All right. Thanks, sir. He's saying it's the same guy. He's got the video. He sent it to another officer. He didn't know who was on duty.
That's the first time I've seen him in here, but we got.
You haven't seen him leave it on?
No.
This is video.
This house empty your hand?
It is. It's being built. Oh, that one? No.
This is the video
I think it's occupied.
from one of the prior.
Same kid.
Yeah.
That's him. Yep, that's the same guy.
He's got sleeve tattoos.
He was wearing a red shirt, white pants. I didn't see the tattoos.
But he's got like twisty hair.
He's short.
Yep.
Probably about 3 inches.
Yep.
About
Short dreads, maybe?
Yep.
Maybe.
Yeah, with dreads or twists, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
I was watching the hands.
But yeah, that's what it is. It's the same guy. I don't know where the crap he's coming from.
He's coming down this road. I mean, he was straight up coming down this road. So I don't know if he's coming out of 17 or he's probably going across from that neighborhood, because we only got 2 black people living down there.
Well, I've been up there. Down here at the corner of Jones and Zellwood, you have the family there that have the adopted and all foster kids.
Yeah.
I went and talked to them because they got one that kind of matches it, but he's
That ain't him. I know
Bear. He's got something wrong with it.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, he just had a kidney transplant. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, he just kind of shuffles along.
Yeah.
The old black lady right at the corner there.
Yeah, and then when you turn on Zellwood down there, the house has got a dumpster out by the driveway. There's some blacks right in there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
They, matter of fact, I don't come to think of it, I kept forgetting about them. They have some kids that age that hang around that house.
Yeah. Well, I've been there for an actual report of a alleged assault or whatever, and it's the kids they have are only females. Now I don't know if it's one of them's boyfriend. They only had daughters there, so it could be unless somebody's moved in with them, or whatever. But yeah, nobody seems to know who this kid is, where he's coming from. But like he's always. And all the times on the video that Mr. English has sent me, he sent me one now, it's always been just in there plundering around. He hasn't seen him actually take anything. I said, so,
It's criminal trespassing.
yeah, very least, so.
Well, I had a
Loitering and
pistol
prowling.
stolen. I had it reported. It's stolen on the 1st, right down the road.
Now, we did have, I took a report down the road here, the house on the corner the guy where the Jeep and all is, he had some stuff stolen, some guns stolen, but we got on video the car, the people that come in and stole them, they were from another neighborhood.
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
What's up, man?
Hey, bud.
All right. What's going on? Damn, same dude breaking in. I just called him, but he got off. Got away.
In the river?
This is tonight.
Yeah, sure. This is facing out the road.
Yes.
Yes.
I think it
There
is.
he is. Yeah, dreads on him.
White boy or black boy?
Black boy, kind of a lighter skinned black boy. Go walk back across here in a second. He's got like twists or dreads, 3-4 inches long. He has sleeve tattoos on his arms.
Was he down there at y'all's place, Gary?
No, he's right here.
Oh, he's-
I come driving by and saw him walk across the yard. You know, and I couldn't do anything. When I pulled around to talk to him, he started reaching in his pocket. Back up there and grab my phone. So who knows where he went after that point. Somebody's walking across right there, actually.
Somebody they're down there behind.
Over there towards the house. I see their shoes right over on the right side of the street.
That's probably your mom. I'm gonna walk on back down.
Okay.
Good to see you, Randy.
Right there around that van or that's parked there on the side.
Dang it.
Yeah, we're good. Appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all being here, man. Let's see, catch that son. I've been lucky. You talked to me a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
About the week.
Yeah, the house. Yeah,
Christmas,
your
yeah.
house over there on the right, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something's been happening on the end far into Jones Road. I come home early yesterday, work on a tree I cut Sunday, and people park down there at the end of the road. And another car will come up. I guarantee you they're making deals down there. My neighbors
Yeah.
across the street said they'll go down there and take pictures. They got pictures of all the.
We busted a house.
Rob Way's place.
We got
Yeah, you
Rob
told
had a
me that
guy.
back in December.
He had a guy living with him. We got him on some outstanding warrants, and he was got a bunch of dope out of there then. But you know, around there, what's the guy Gene that used to own Tackle Shack?
Yeah.
Lives around there. You know where he lives?
No, I don't.
He's got a
gray 2-story with a white picket
White
fence.
picket fence.
Chickens and all.
well, boy named Tash Bowie, which is Gene's. I guess that's Gene's.
Son or girlfriend's kid or something.
Yeah,
like
girlfriend. I don't know if that's Gene's wife or girlfriend, but her kid.
At this point, the state and the defense have agreed to pause and stop the recording at 18-14 seconds.
No, this is, you can stop, that's fine, there's no agreement, you can do whatever you want with it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm fine with you stopping it.
Okay, I meant the defense is fine with the state stopping this at 18-14 seconds. All right. At this point, has Greg McMichael left?
He's walked away. Yes, ma'am.
All right. And the remainder of this is all, I'll just characterize it as chatting and talking with the neighbors.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So who's robbed Way?
All right, that was a body camera video shown to the jury. We're going to slip in a break as we approach the top of the hour. We'll get you back into the courtroom right after this. Stay with us. Welcome back to Court TV Live, top of the hour on this Friday. Glad to have you along with us on Court TV. I'm Ted Rollins, live in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where we are monitoring the courthouse here in Kenosha later this morning. They'll be going over jury instructions, closing arguments in the Rittenhouse case set for Monday. And of course, our eyes are also in Glynn County, Georgia. Let's get you back into the courtroom there where Robert Rash, Officer Robert Rash, continues to testify as a state witness.
When you all are talking about, so he went out the back, he jumped the fence somewhere and went right or left. Was that actually, you saw him do that, or was that?
I was going to ask for a page number if you're reading.
Oh, I'm sorry, page 9.
Okay.
Lines 2, 3, and 4. Oh. At this time, sorry, let's go ahead and collect the transcripts. Thank you.
I'm okay with you keeping it. If you want them to keep it.
All right, so when you were out there saying, so he went out back, he's jumped the fence somewhere, went right off, did you actually see,
No, ma'am.
was that speculation?
No, ma'am. Travis said that he did not see him come back out, that he ran through the house. So if he didn't come out the front, he had to go out the back, so.
Gotcha, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what's been marked and already admitted as State's Exhibit 117. What date do we have here?
February the 11th, 2020.
All right. I'm going to back it up. I want you to take a look at this. What do we got over here?
This open walls, and that's the, I believe that, I can't remember if that's a window there or open garage door there.
Okay. So, looking out here, I'm going to ask you,
See headlights from a,
that's what I'm getting at. What do we have here?
headlights from a vehicle.
All right. And they're turning which way?
Look, appear to be coming off of Jones Road and turning left.
Okay. And would that be towards the McMichael house?
Yes, ma'am.
And then what do we have here?
The male now identified as Mr. Arbery walking in.
Is he running through the house?
No, ma'am.
And is this the only video that Larry English sent you that night?
I do believe so, ma'am.
All right. So Larry English never sent you any video showing how Mr. Arbery actually left the location?
I do not recall any additional video.
So while you were standing and talking about Mr. English, Mr. Greg McMichael and Travis McMichael were both standing there.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you indicated that Mr. English has sent me, he's sending me one now. It's always been just in there plundering around. He hasn't seen him actually take anything.
What page are you on, ma'am?
We're on page 14. And we're looking at lines 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yes, ma'am.
All right? He hasn't actually seen him take anything. You say this to Greg and Travis McMichael.
Yes, ma'am.
And what does Greg McMichael say?
His response was, it's criminal trespassing.
And what do you say?
Yeah, at very least. Or so, I don't know what those little dots there mean, or dashes. Loitering, I also mentioned possibly loitering and prowling.
All right. Now, with regard to December 7th of 2020, okay? I'm going to have you keep looking at that page. Did you respond to an entering auto at Renee and Bubba Herndon's house?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so the next thing, when you talk about the house on the corner, the guy with the Jeep, all that, is that location?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you respond December 7th to an entering auto?
Was it December 7th or 8th? I think, did I respond on the 8th and it happened on the 7th?
We'll go.
So, In that time frame.
In that time frame?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's go ahead and say it happened on the 7th, we got your call on the 8th, did you respond?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you talk to both the Herndons?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and did they have some video from the front of their house?
Yes, ma'am, they did.
And did you watch that video?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the person who went into their Jeep and stole their guns? White, black, Hispanic, or Asian?
Appeared to be, based on the video they provided, it was grainy, it appeared to be a white male.
And was that image of a white male then posted to Facebook?
I believe Miss Herndon, or Mr. or Mrs. Herndon, one, posted it to Facebook.
Okay. And after that, December 8th, entering auto, did you respond to the next entering auto on January 1st, 2020 at Travis McMichael's house?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So, do you have any idea when Larry English says he's been captured on video at other places, whether they're talking about Renee Herndon's posting on Facebook or something else?
I'm going to object on speculation unless you can lay a better foundation. How does this officer know what Renee Herndon's talking about or anybody else is talking about unless there's a foundation for it?
Just rephrase it. Yeah. Do you have any idea?
Did Larry English tell you that he had seen Renee Herndon's posting on Facebook?
I don't recall him saying he's seen that specific posting, though. No, ma'am.
All right. And I believe in your police report that's related to February 11th, 2020, I think you indicated that Mr. English had posted these videos to social media.
Talking, as I canvassed the neighborhood, talking to people, people would say, I've seen video, I've seen stuff on Facebook about it. My understanding was that the videos were posted, but obviously I don't know that I guess I'm learned now that they were not, so they must have seen the video.
I object. This is all a lot of speculation.
He can testify to what he understands was posted, but not what he thinks may have happened.
And what he learned now or from talking to Dick.
Understand.
Okay, so at the time you wrote your report on February 11th, 2020, did you believe, because you put it in your report,
Yes.
that these videos, what we just saw, had been posted on Facebook?
My belief were that at that time, yes, that they had been posted.
And you were a member of that Facebook group, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you check to see if they were posted, to see if people were posting comments and had knowledge?
No, ma'am.
Okay,
I'm a member of that group, but I do not follow that group on a daily basis.
gotcha. All right. And so you don't have any idea what it was that anybody had seen on Facebook?
No, ma'am, I do not.
I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit 327. However, I'm only going to show you pages 327A and 327B. Okay? So take a look at 327A and 327B. See if you're able to recognize those images.
Those are the images from Renee Herndon, and those are, I see at the top, that's from Facebook.
All right. This time, the state would tender into evidence States 327A and B.
No objection. It's okay.
No objection.
May I look at it?
Of course.
No objection.
Mr. Goff?
No objection.
They're admitted.
State's Exhibit 320, oh, that's out of focus, 327A. Is this a still shot from the video you saw when you responded to the Herndons on December 8th, 2020?
It is.
And is this also another still shot from that video showing the car that was involved?
Yes, ma'am.
So I just want to be clear. When you put in your report on February 11th, 2020, that Larry English had, you believe Larry English had posted to social media, did you ever verify that he'd actually done that?
No, ma'am, I did not.
All right. Do you even have access to Nextdoor?
No, ma'am, I do not.
And directing your attention to February 23rd, 2020, were you at work that day?
No, ma'am, I was not on duty.
All right. Did you have anything to do with the investigation into the death of Ahmaud Arbery?
No, ma'am, I did not.
And one last thing. Have you been named personally in a civil lawsuit in relationship to this case?
I have.
All right. Has that in any way impacted your testimony today?
No, ma'am, it has not.
And directing your attention to May 19th, 2020, did you actually speak with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation that day in relationship to this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And that was prior to any lawsuit being filed?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, Your Honor, I will go ahead and pass the witness.
All right, we're going to slip in a quick break here. Cross-examination after the break. Stay with us.